Imagine you are walking into a room full of strangers. You straighten your back, pull your shoulders back, and plaster a firm smile on your face, telling yourself, just act confident, fake it till you make it. But inside, your heart is racing, your palms are sweating, and there's a quiet voice whispering, they can see right through you. The truth is, your brain is actually designed to detect incongruence. Research shows that when your outward behavior contradicts your internal state, it creates a massive cognitive strain that actually lowers your social intelligence. And that is why the harder you try to act confident, the more anxious and disconnected you actually become. You aren't building a bridge to others, you are building a wall. In this video, I'm going to show you why the fake it till you make it advice is psychologically damaging, and I will give you a 3-step framework to develop a quiet, unshakable presence that doesn't require an act. If you stay with me until the end, you'll understand how to stop performing and start being. Part 1. The high cost of the performance. We live in a culture that worships the alpha persona. We are told to speak louder, take up more space, and never show weakness. But here's the psychological insight most people miss. Suppression is a thief of energy. When you act confident, you are engaging in what psychologists call expressive suppression. You are actively trying to hide your true feelings of nervousness or inadequacy. Think of it like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. You can do it for a minute, maybe 2, but it requires constant muscular effort. The moment you lose focus, the ball pops up to the surface with even more force. This is what happens to your anxiety when you try to mask it with fake confidence. I remember a student of mine, a brilliant engineer named David. David was terrified of public speaking. He spent weeks practicing his confident stance and authoritative tone. But when he stood on stage, he looked like a statue. He was so focused on looking confident that he had zero mental bandwidth left to actually connect with his audience. He wasn't there. He was trapped inside his own head, managing a performance.
The epiphany is this: confidence isn't about what you project, it's about what you stop protecting. Your first practical action is this. Next time you feel nervous, don't try to hide it. Acknowledge it. Say to yourself, I feel a bit of pressure right now, and that's okay. By labeling the emotion, you move it from the emotional center of your brain to the logical center, instantly reducing its power over you. Part 2. The cognitive strain of the double life. Why does acting confident feel so exhausting? Because your brain is running 2 parallel programs at the same time. The first program is trying to navigate the conversation. The second program is a monitoring system that is constantly checking, how do I look? Is my voice shaking? Did I smile too much? Do they believe me? This creates massive cognitive dissonance. Your brain knows you are lying to yourself, and it creates a state of internal conflict. This conflict triggers the amygdala, the brain's fear center. So while you are trying to look calm, your biology is screaming that there is a threat. Have you ever talked to someone who seemed perfect on the surface, but something felt off? You couldn't put your finger on it, but you didn't quite trust them. That's because your mirror neurons were picking up on their internal strain. When you act, people don't see confidence, they see a lack of authenticity. And nothing kills trust faster than the feeling that someone is wearing a mask. Before we move on to how to fix this, I want to ask you something. Have you ever felt that exhaustion after a social event where you tried too hard to be liked? If you felt that mask slipping, drop a comment below with the word authentic. It helps me know we're on the same page, and it helps others feel less alone in this struggle. The lesson here is simple. Performance is the enemy of presence.
To apply this, practice micro-honesty. In your next low-stakes conversation, if someone asks how you are and you're feeling tired, don't say, great. Say, honestly, I'm a bit drained today, but I'm happy to see you. Notice how the tension in your body immediately drops when you stop lying. Part 3. The power of vulnerability over bravado. We often confuse confidence with invulnerability. We think being confident means having no flaws. In reality, true confidence is the comfort with being flawed. Think about a mountain. A mountain doesn't try to be majestic. It doesn't puff out its chest or worry about its jagged edges or the clouds covering its peak. It just stands there. It is present. The psychological shift you need to make is moving from self-promotion to self-permission. I once knew a mentor who walked onto a stage of 500 people, looked at his notes, realized he'd brought the wrong folder, and simply said, "I am incredibly nervous right now because I just realized I have the wrong notes. Give me 10 seconds to breathe." The audience didn't laugh at him. They leaned in. They loved him. Why? Because in that moment of vulnerability, he showed more real confidence than any alpha speaker ever could. He wasn't afraid of the truth. The insight is, you are most magnetic when you stop trying to be impressive. Your practical action for this week is to enter the room with zero agenda. Instead of walking in thinking, "I need to make them think I'm smart," walk in thinking, "I wonder what I can learn about these people." When you shift your focus from yourself to others, the need to act confidence disappears, and a natural, relaxed authority takes its place. Part 4. Building your internal foundation. If acting isn't the answer, what is? It's building what I call internal competence. Confidence is a byproduct, not a starting point. It is the result of 1,000 small promises kept to yourself. If you tell yourself you'll wake up at 6 a.m. and you do it, your self-trust grows. If you tell yourself you'll speak up in one meeting and you do it, even if your voice shakes, your self-trust grows.
Authenticity doesn't mean staying where you are. It means being honest about where you are while you move toward where you want to be. Most people try to build a house by starting with the roof, the confident look. But without the foundation of self-trust, the roof will always collapse under the slightest pressure. Stop asking, "How do I look?" Start asking, "Am I being true to my values in this moment?" When your actions align with your values, confidence is no longer something you have to do. It is something that happens to you. It is the quiet stillness of a person who has nothing to prove and nothing to hide. To apply this today, pick one integrity goal, one tiny thing you've been procrastinating on. Do it, not for the result, but to prove to your brain that you are someone who follows through. That is the soil from real confidence grows. We spend so much of our lives trying to be enough. We wear the clothes, we use the buzzwords, and we rehearse the movements. But the greatest irony of human psychology is that we are most attractive to others when we stop trying to be anything other than what we are. The mask of acted confidence is heavy. It's okay to put it down. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to be perfect to be respected. And you certainly don't need to fake it to make it. True confidence is the radical acceptance of your own humanity. It's the ability to stand in your truth with all your doubts and all your strengths and realize that you are already more than enough. Go out there today and instead of trying to be confident, try to be present. The world doesn't need more performers. It needs you.